Hey everybody, welcome to RMG, Random Monster Generator, which is a game where we roll dice to determine the pieces and parts of a creature design that is wholly original to the day. If you want to know the whole rundown for how this game works, check out the first episode where we break it down into bits. But for now, let's get to rolling. Ripley, you gonna help us out? You ready? No paw today. All right, so to get us started, we have a 16. I would scoot this up, but there's a cat butt in the way, so we'll just put it back in there. We have a 16, a 7, and a 5. All right, the cat has maneuvered away. Let's scoot this buddy up. All right, so our first category, which is basically adjectives and descriptives, we have a 16. And 16 for that is wooden. That's a fun one. I like that. All right, second in our list is a 5, and this is our first animal category. And on that, it is a dog. So we're looking at a wooden dog. Our third category is a combo of creatures and plants, and that one is a whale. So we have a wooden dog whale for our first set of rolls. Let's get to sketching. Okay, so here are the sketches, and I'm going to take a second to kind of talk about my thought process before we go on. I started out just drawing kind of whales. That was the first thing in my mind, mostly because when we rephrased it to wooden whale dog, you think whales. And I like drawing whales a lot more than I like drawing dogs. So I took the excuse to draw a couple different kinds. I went with the humpback, a right whale, and a sperm whale. And the reason I did this is because they have the widest range of looks. Blue whales are kind of similar to humpbacks in their main shape, minus their fins, and a lot of baleen whales have the similar look as right whales. So it was a good way for me to just kind of get a general, what does a whale look like vibe. And then for dogs, I'm going to be honest, I didn't spend too much time on them. Mostly because we all kind of know what a dog looks like, but I don't really like drawing dogs. And I knew that whatever I did wasn't going to be pure dog. So I looked at a German Shepherd and I looked at a Basenji, which are kind of the shapes of dogs that I prefer, which are, pointed ears, kind of a narrow head, and then the strong brow line, strong brow line, and good shoulders. Mostly what I was looking for are how do the legs work on a dog, because they vary so heavily. But excepting like bulldogs and pits, most of them have the same basic front legs and back. After I felt pretty confident with that, enough to move forward, I started doodling kind of some combos, and I pretty much immediately knew kind of what I wanted to do. So whales, to me, are most interesting in the face. They just have such kooky heads, and if you look at one of their skulls, they're just like, they're all over the place. thought I had a whale, but this is a dolphin. But you can kind of see from the dolphin shape, the skull goes back here, but when you look at the flesh, the dolphin's meat is like up here. They just have such kooky heads, and whales kind of look more like it from the top. If you can see, I'm going to use this really dirty pipette. If you can kind of see right here, there's a line right there. Whales have that, but it's split a lot, especially for like baleen. These guys are a little bit kookier, a little different. It's actually really interesting if you ever want to see a really odd skull. Look at a sperm whale. Most of this stuff in whales in general they ain't nothing there. So I love the heads, and I love their skulls, and I love their kind of weird facial expressions. So I knew I wanted to use the head of a whale, just because you could do such extreme things with it. So after I kind of knew that pipette had really old water in it. Great. I kind of knew what I wanted to do in terms of design. I wanted to do a dog's limbs with a whale body, kind of like if you took a whale head and put it on a dog. I didn't really want to go any more complex than that. And part of the reason that I didn't want to go too mixy is that if you've ever looked at prehistoric whales, like way back before the whale was a whale, they basically looked like dogs. Very similar. So when you start mixing them too much, it just starts looking like that. And I don't know, I didn't want to do it. So I played around a bit. I knew what I wanted to do in terms of its build, and I was playing around with how I wanted to show it. If I wanted to have it be one of those old-fashioned rolly toys, or if I wanted to do some kind of a weird statue, or I don't know. I got stuck on this design, and I really liked the idea of this, but it didn't bring in the third prompt, which was wooden, because whatever it was needed to be made of wood, and this is just a yappy whale dog. So what I did is ended up deciding to do is a kind of a puppet, a mannequin of a kind carved out of wood, because I really like, if you've ever seen that, they do them a lot with snakes, like these wooden snakes, and they've got these sections that are connected together with a very thin piece in the middle, and it makes a really wobbly tail. I have one, but it's in the car and I'm not gonna go get it, but I really love the way they do that. So I was thinking that would be really fun for the sections of the whale, and then you get to do all the joints, and I don't know, I don't get to do this kind of thing very often, but I really like it. So I figure that's the route we're gonna go down, and yeah, I'm gonna get going on that.